Welcome to Adding Dollars. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways to trade stock options on Amazon stock and how much you could make with each of these strategies. If you're new to options trading, make sure to check out the videos in the description. Now let's go ahead and jump into the 3 ways to trade stock options on Amazon stock. I'm in the Thinkorswim platform and I'm looking at the options chain, and for all of these, I'm going to be looking at the 11 days out options. The first way is by selling a cash secured put, which would mean selling a put option and collecting premium for selling that put option. So in this case, for example, let's say you sell the $170 cash secured put. That means you could collect $41 for each put option that you sell at this price, which is about 0.25% in just 11 days. The risk in this scenario is if you did end up getting assigned, which would occur if the stock price ends up closing below this strike price. So if the stock ends up closing below $170, you would most likely get assigned, which means you would then be obligated to purchase 100 shares per option contract that you sell. So in this example, since we're selling one option contract and making $41, if you did end up getting assigned, you would need 170 times 100, which is $17,000 in order to purchase those 100 shares. If you don't get assigned, you get to keep the premium, so in this case $41, and you don't have to buy 100 shares. You can just continue selling more cash secured puts after this one expires. So that's the first way to trade options on Amazon. Now we're going to look at the second way, which is with covered calls. And this means you would be selling a call option and collecting premium for selling that. This is kind of the opposite of the cash secured put. So in this case, you would need 100 shares of the stock first. So right now, that would cost you $17,887 in order to buy 100 shares. But once you buy 100 shares, you could sell a call option above that stock price and collect premium for selling that. So let's say you sold the $180 strike price call options, you could collect $250 or about 1.42% in 11 days for selling that option. In this case, your risk is if the stock ends up closing above $180, you would get assigned and you would be obligated to sell your 100 shares that you bought at $180. So you would still make some profit for selling them at $180 plus the premium for selling this call option, which was about $250, but your 100 shares would then get taken away from you. The other risk here is since you do have to own shares of Amazon stock, there is the possibility that the stock ends up dropping lower, even though you sold the call option here at $180. In that scenario, you still get to keep this $250, but then the stock value actually drops. So you may lose money on the 100 shares that you currently own, but you would still be holding those shares. The final way to trade stock options that I'm going to go over in this video is basically a combination of the two. So what you would do is you would start by selling a cash secured put, let's say at the $170 strike price. If you got assigned, you would then switch to selling calls above that strike price. This is known as the wheel strategy. It's basically a combination of cash secured puts and covered calls. And if you do end up getting assigned, you basically switch to doing the other strategy. So you start with cash secured puts. If you get assigned, you have to buy 100 shares. And now that you have 100 shares, you start selling calls. And if you get assigned, your 100 shares get taken away, and then you go back to selling cash secured puts. There are a lot of other possible ways to trade options on stocks in general, and these are just 3 of those ways. If you're interested in learning about more of them, feel free to leave that down below in the comments section. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions on other stocks I should analyze, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. And if you want to help support the channel, then don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.